I'm just getting ready for the day, and I got this new lip gloss. I haven't bought like makeup-y kind of stuff for myself in a really long time. Fun fact, my first ever YouTube was a makeup page long time ago. And I used to be obsessed with buying makeup. Makeup and YouTube actually really took me out of a dark place when I first got married. I lived really far away from my friends and family, and I kind of had a disconnect, and I discovered makeup and YouTube really. My idea of doing makeup when I was like in high school was like chunky glittery eyeshadow and bronzer over my entire face. Thankfully, I've evolved from there. For a little while, I was very into makeup. I actually used to do people's makeup for events, prom, weddings, stuff like that. I had a huge makeup collection. I actually had a makeup room. Once I became a mother, I slowly phased out of that and went through a phase where like I didn't watch makeup videos ever. I'm kind of still in that phase. Maybe like once or twice every 6 months I'll watch something. So I'm not up to date on anything. A friend of mine recently reached out and was like, hey, like any makeup suggestions? And I was like, ooh, my suggestions are from like 10 years ago, because that's kind of when I stopped my education on that. But it's always fun every now and then to get back into it. I got a new lip gloss while I was at Five Below with the kids. It's LA Colors Stay Jelly Sheer Butter Balm. But I got this shade because it looked nice for summer. Has this kind of applicator. Never had one of these before. Let's see. First you have to do the smell test, because that's very important. It smells like vanilla. Very slick. Okay, I think I like that. It's just like a sheer, I do have a little bit of lip liner on, and then this. I think this was like $3, so I'm pretty happy with that. Gene's working from home today, so he just came up and he was a mess from his breakfast. That's what you get when you make over easy eggs. We went to the beach yesterday. We had a great day, but the kids are tired. Everybody's kind of tired and was in the sun. I got like a little red on my nose and my chest. Gene got really red. He looked like a tomato. I told him, you should probably reapply. He waited. He did end up reapplying, but I think it was too late. So anyways, I'm sitting here with my morning tea. I'm going to do my calendar, my like weekly schedule, maybe even meal plan right now, but I don't know, because I also have my Kindle here, and one of my favorite authors just released a new book. She has 2 series that she like promised to add more to, and one of them she's like actively in it. And she said, oh, the next book won't release for a while because I just want to complete the entire series. So that way, like, when you get the next book, you'll get the next one right after to, like, finish it out kind of thing. Okay, it's been so long. We still don't have anything from that. And then there's an old series she wrote a long time ago that she said she was going to give us a second generation to. No second generation that I know of has happened. And I'm like a part of her Facebook group because that's how much of a fan I am of hers. Anyways, she released a new book. Guess what? Has nothing to do with either of the series.
I'm still reading it because I'll just read anything she writes and then I'll decide, was it worth my time? Or was that a one and done kind of thing? Because I am a chronic rereader. If it's something I like, I'm just going to keep on reading it again and again every couple of months to get those feelings back. And yeah, it's like watching TV for me. That's what I like to do. I like to read books I've already read.
Disaster has struck, aka a cat sees a cup of water. And what does she do? Knock it over on my table and on my book. Today's outfit includes my Rascal Flatts tour shirt. I did not, in fact, go see them, but I love this shirt so much. It's so comfortable. All right, this is my first cat. I don't know. I had a brief cat in elementary school, I think 5th grade, for a couple weeks maybe. We had taken her from someone else who didn't want her anymore. Her name was Lydia or Lila. I can't remember. That's like how long ago it was and how short it was. Like a neighborhood friend was like, hey, do you want a cat? She would not come out. She was so scared. She wouldn't come out. She only came out at night to me. I think I was like her comfort person. She would sit on my chest. I was deathly afraid of her, so I couldn't move. I would just let her lay on my chest. And in return for being her warm, cozy bed, she would poop and pee on my bed. And I would come home to just like cat poop all on my bed. And one time I was on my way to school and I had a winter coat on and my mom was like, ugh, what's that smell? And I was like, I don't know. It is smelly though. She's like, yeah, it smells like cat pee. Like, you guys need to smell your stuff. Is it someone's backpack? And sure enough, it was my baby fat mini puffer with a fur-lined hood. It's one of those things like you can't get the smell. You can't get cat pee smell out, she said. So she was like, take it off right now. And she made me throw it out the car into someone's trash barrel on the side of the street because she was like, we're not going anywhere else. Like, get this scent out of the car. And I remember I was so heartbroken because I loved that coat. I was not one of those kids who was too cool to wear a coat. I needed a coat. I was always cold. I don't know how that memory just spurted. Oh, because is this something that cats do? You can't have a cup of water? Like, most of my family drinks out of some sort of water bottle that can be sealed. We have a rule, we don't leave cups on the table anymore, even if it's just your water, because she just knocks them over. I don't know what she does or why, but she's always knocking over water. This is actually a reread, and it is this book right here, Colty by Mariana Zapata. Oh my gosh, it's like getting wrinkly from the water. I'm so sad about this. And this is like, I don't know if this is traditionally published now or if this is still only an independently published book, but this edition or like this version of it was, you know, when she self-published. I'm annoyed that it's wet. Tainted by Row the cat. I took notes this time around reading it. I have not annotated it. I actually didn't read the physical format this time around. I read it on my Kindle because one day I just bought it on Kindle because I have decided that if it's a book that I really like, because I'm such a chronic rereader, if it's a book that I really like, I want it in multiple formats.
because I'm crazy. I had already listened to the audiobook. At one point, it was available through my library. I've read it on Kindle Unlimited when I used to have Kindle Unlimited, and then I bought the physical format of it, and then I read it physically. I like to have something that I know I'm going to enjoy on my Kindle, so I made the decision to slowly start building up a Kindle library with some books that I know that I like and that I can just turn to when I want something to read before I go to bed and I don't want to bring out a whole physical book. Anytime my anxiety spikes too, I feel like I'm like, okay, I need to reread because I already know what's going to happen there. No surprises. I just need something that I can count on, something stable. Got Colty. I decided to start it the other day and I just forgot how good that book is. It's so good. And if you don't know anything about Mariana Zapata, let me just say that she is a slow burn writer. She writes long books. I'm checking right now to see how long this book is. So this book is 543 pages long. It's long. And when I tell you that they don't kiss until probably like page 500, you're reading 500 pages of, in my opinion, the best part of a love story, which is getting to know each other and growing to love each other. That is top tier for me. That is key. So that's what she's all about, and she does it so well. She really does. Sal, our main character, our main female character, is a soccer player. She plays pro, and she's getting a new coach, and the new coach ends up being her young childhood idolization and crush, right? Like we've all been there, or at least a lot of us have had posters of people on our walls when we were younger. She literally had posters of this man on her walls. He gets married and she kind of has her like teenage breakup with him. She's mad at him. He chose someone else. How could he not have waited for her? She's over him. Then he comes in and she actually gets to know him and realizes, oh my gosh, he's actually like miserable to be around and I can't stand him. And one thing I think Mariana does a really, really good job of doing is writing men who you actually can't stand. Like some people will do enemies to lovers and it's like, oh, like we don't like each other, but there's no actual reason or there's no proof on the page of any of that. It's just like hearsay from long ago. And no, like in this book in the beginning, I forgot, like I'm mad at him. Like he's just rude. And you don't even think that he could be the love interest because he's just so rude. You just think like maybe this is a hurdle for Sal to like have some self-growth here and like be able to not have such a short temper because he's just actually that mean. Then, you know, you get to grow with these people. You get to see different sides of him. You get to see all that he has been through and why he is the way that he is. In the end, don't get me wrong, he's still a jerk. Like, I think part of it is just his personality is like jerky. Okay, so our main character, Sal, is a professional soccer player. And one of the key parts of this whole book obviously is soccer. I feel like it is her entire lifestyle, and in order to be like that good of an athlete, I think it does have to be just part of your everyday lifestyle. And something that I found so interesting is I always am self-reflecting when I'm reading, and she writes about, you know, a grown woman, not a teenager, not a high schooler who's like, you know, finding out who she is for the first time or figuring out her hobbies still. Like, no, this is an established woman who has been playing soccer since she can remember. And it's almost all consuming to her. She talks about some of the things that she has had to give up in order to be where she's at with her talent and with her sport. And just the perseverance, that was like one word that I wrote down. I have my notes here that I'm checking over. Perseverance, and her all-consuming dedication. That was like, whoa. I started like reflecting on myself and I'm like, is there something that like I'm just so passionate about that it takes over my entire personality? And it's what I think about. I will miss family events for it. And I really don't think like there's not a sport that I'm like that about. Okay, I'm just not the sporty girl. I'm the girl that like missed every single time gym class in kickball, like literally missed the ball every single time, to the point that happened in elementary school. I remember specifically one year we played kickball for like a whole quarter of a school year, and I never kicked the ball. I never kicked the ball. I missed every single time. People didn't want me on their team, obviously. And it was so memorable that in high school, someone said, "Oh my gosh, I remember you. You're the girl that sucked at kickball." Yes, that's me. So sporty, me, no. I did play sports. I played softball for 6 years, basketball for 4 years. Same thing. I'm a lefty. My first softball game, I got on the wrong side of the plate and went to like swing as a righty. And then my mom embarrassed me by screaming, "You're on the wrong side. She's a lefty." So that's my softball summed up. And basketball, I was the girl that would like purposely step on her shoelace to untie it so that people wouldn't throw the ball to me. Or I would like pretend to sneeze or cough so that people wouldn't throw the ball to me. And depending on the ref, some of the refs would like stop the game for me. And I'm like, no, keep the game going. Just have them throw it to someone else. I don't want it. I shouldn't have been playing sports. And a lot of my friends played the sports, so I liked the social aspects of sports, but not actually playing a sport. Needless to say, I cannot relate to Sal in that area, but it is so interesting to read about someone else's life and what they're passionate about and what their day looks like, and even what their mind looks like, because they're just fully consumed. She's thinking about what she's eating so that she has enough fuel to do the practices that she wants. And on top of her daily practices, she gives herself like her own daily things. She goes for a run, she does some sort of like yoga or some other type of movement after the practices. The thing I love about Sal, and she's just such a lovable female main character, at least for me, is that she is passionate about what she loves. So like I said about soccer, I feel like I said passionate enough, but the way that she feels about soccer, she also feels about her family, specifically her dad. Her dad and her have like such a close, tight relationship. And at one point, Colty is not nice to her dad. And it's like, this guy that I have idolized like my whole entire life, I think he is like the best soccer star, was rude to my dad. So like, now you're dead to me. Like, I can't stand you. I want nothing to do with you. And you're going to hear it from me because like, I'm mad at you, kind of thing, which basically happens where she finds out that like he is rude to her dad and she goes off on him. And I loved that. Overall, 5-star book. Don't know why I just talked about that for so incredibly long, but I did. I would highly recommend if you haven't read it and you don't feel like I completely spoiled it now. Book. This is another reread because like I said, when stress is high, I kind of just revert back to what I already know, but I haven't read this book in a few years and I totally forgot one of like the big plot points, just completely forgot. So it was like
I was shocked all over again. And I also, like, I know that this book, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, is like one of her most popular books. People really like this one. And they really like the main character in it. I forgot how good he is. Like, Jacob is his name, and he's a good main character. He's a good MMC, and you just forget sometimes. She can do a really good job with writing. I also forgot how funny she is. This book made me laugh more than I was expecting to. So this one, her mom, the main character's name is Brianna. She's going through it. She has severe trust issues after like a traumatic divorce. And so her mom is talking to her, and she goes, "I'm happy. It's the greatest revenge to be happy, to have a good life. So just have one with him." And then Brianna says, "I love the quiet, gentle life of that quiet, gentle man. I want to be brave enough to love him with my eyes closed. I just don't think I can. I wished I could, or I wished I loved him less, because then the stakes wouldn't be so high. There wouldn't be this far to fall if he let me down, or when he let me down." Okay. So she's speaking to him now, and she goes, "I'm sorry, Jacob." She sniffed. "Sorry for what?" I said gently. This is his point of view. She went silent for a long moment. "I'm broken." The hopeless way she said it made tears pinch from my eyes. And this is his response. Swooning. Here we go. "We're all a little broken, Brianna. We are a mosaic. We're made up of those we've met and all the things we've been through. There are parts of us that are colorful and dark and jagged and beautiful. I love every piece of you, even the ones you wish didn't exist." Oh my gosh. I love an articulate man. I'm a fan. I'm trying to finish this real quick and then get on with my daily chores, but I will be sad when this one's over. This was a good one, and I'm just so happy I'm in a season of life right now where I can read. I used to be able to read like a book a day. I don't do that anymore, and I just don't have the time, honestly, unless it's an audiobook. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to read a book a day, because I'm just not bedbound, sick and pregnant. Or breastfeeding. It was fun to read this book slow, because the first time I read this book, I read it in one day on audio, and I think that reading it slower, you think about them when you're not reading, and you grow a connection. I also think when you reread a book, you feel like a familiarity there, because you kind of already know them and know what to expect, but then you are reminded of the true like core of them. And I didn't realize how damaged Brianna was until reading this one and realizing, ooh, she's got some hurt there.